I'm not going to give you any pep talks because I know you guys are down right now. We came here to do one thing. Came here to have some fun, make some bread, and move on. We've won the championship 2 out of 3 years. Can't win every year. I'm not saying we're not going to this time. You guys know what kind of talent you have. You know that sometimes decisions don't go our way. We've beaten up every team out there. We've done it already. All right? You guys got to believe in yourselves. We have this. You guys have the ability to win these fights.
Week 11 is here. The NYC Attitude and the San Antonio Snipers jumpstart the beginning of 3 action-packed fights, 24 rounds of high-level, entertaining boxing. Do you want to be part of the fun?
Well, it's only about a 90-minute drive from New York City to the city of brotherly love. And Philadelphia, Pennsylvania is where we open up Week 11 in Team Boxing League as the 2-time TBL champions. The New York City Attitude play host to the San Antonio Snipers at Harrah's in Philadelphia. We welcome you inside our TBL studios alongside the Hall of Famer Dave Bontempo. I'm Justin Shackle. Look, Dave, the Larry O'Brien Trophy, it could wait. San Antonio, New York, it goes down in the ring here tonight. And for New York City, they're desperate for a win to try and keep their playoff hunt alive. San Antonio, meanwhile, they are forming one of the better duos of women boxers in the league with Julie Rodriguez and Azariah Cottrell.
And this is something A.C. Bryant has harped on for a long time, saying you need to have a strong women's contingent if you are going to contend. So he said, I hope I did a good job recruiting this year. Well, so far the answer is a resounding yes. With Azariah Cottrell, 9-1, coming right out of the chute, being a stellar performer. She's got height, reach, power, and poise. Already a 4-tool performer, and she has performed in the 24th round for her team under pressure circumstances. And Julie Rodriguez, who is 15-1, already a star in this league. One of the automatics for San Antonio last year. You see the body shot work there. And this tandem has got A.C. Bryant very optimistic about what he's going to see.
Yeah, it's showing no signs of slowing down in her sophomore season. Speaking of young, promising talent, New York City's lost 3 in a row. Where do they look for a spark?
Well, first of all, they start with the family, okay? The Zempoteca clan. It starts here with this guy, 5-2, Ryan Zempoteca, a veteran of this league, stepping up, trying to become a leader for this team. He has done a good job with that, and his sister got into the act. Natalie is also 5-2. She said her biggest goal is just to be better than her brothers. So can someone settle this family squabble? In the meantime, for New York, you're looking at this. If they win one match, they win tonight, they're in the playoffs if it started tomorrow. So they're still only 1 win away, even though for them, it's been a tough road.
Yeah, it's interesting. I mean, they come in today at 1-4. Just one more win changes the entire picture as it stands right now at the start of Week 11. So Ryan and Natalie Zempoteca, though, they're going to be in a lot is good. So a round to watch. The first 3 minutes right out of the gate. Julie Rodriguez, Natalie Zempoteca. We're going to have the first round. We're going to meet the fighters. The action will start when we come back. New York City and San Antonio going to battle in Philadelphia. Stay with us as we are just getting started in Week 11 on TBL. Harris in Philadelphia. And the TBL Bellas ready to get going. They're armed and ready to go for the first 2 rounds. Rounds 1 through 8, the lunch rounds, about to begin. First up, we meet the fighters from both teams as New York City and San Antonio do battle. Here is Ray Florence.
Welcome to the next chapter of high-impact, non-stop action. This is Team Boxing League, where every round matters and every fighter leaves it all inside the ring. Team Boxing League would like to proudly welcome Spectrum Sportsnet to the TBL family, marking yet another major step forward in the league's continued expansion. We are honored to have Spectrum Sportsnet as a proud partner. Also, you can check out TBL action on MSG Networks and Envoy TV, along with Spanish language coverage available on Estrella TV. Welcome to Harris Casino here in Philadelphia, PA, for tonight's Week 11 matchup between the San Antonio Snipers and the NYC Attitude. We would like to thank the Pennsylvania Athletic Commission, Chairman at ringside, Rudy Battle, for hosting tonight's event, along with our fine sponsors, Climax Moonshine, Fire Number 32, Balance of Nature, Serenity Springs Recovery Center, and HotelPlanner.com. And now, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the San Antonio Snipers.
San Antonio Snipers on the road, entering at 3-1-1. But they're coming off a draw against the upstart Houston Hitmen back on May 22nd, a 12-12 final. So you know that they're hungry to get back into the win column.
The important takeaway for me watching that was it was more of Houston rising than San Antonio dropping a level. Houston having come off a previous victory. So for San Antonio, a near win against Las Vegas.
The head coach
and they have a
of
draw.
the San Antonio Snipers, retired U.S. Army Master Sergeant with 3 tours of duty in combat, A.C. Bryant. Here is the starting lineup for the Snipers. Former Team USA boxing member and 2025 TBL Female Rookie of the Year, Bantamweight Jewelry, the Empress Rodriguez. Featherweight Jason Wallace. 12-time national champion featherweight Azariah Cottrell. Lightweight Sebastian Vasquez. Current NABA champion welterweight Charles Garner. Super welterweight Sana Akale. Middleweight Tracy Magruder. Heavyweight Travaris Labina Villa. Featherweight Chastity Roberts. Lightweight Sean Binks. Super lightweight Desiree Davila. Welterweight Frenzy Fortunato Sayam. Super middleweight Rafael Ibakwe. Light heavyweight Frankie Sun. And cruiserweight Adrian Taylor. Ladies and gentlemen, here is the San Antonio Snipers. And now, Harris Casino, please welcome the NYC Attitude.
Well, Dave, you heard Ryan O'Leary, the head coach, talk about it at the very top of the broadcast. They are hungry for a win, going for their first victory since April 10th. They need it in the bad way.
Yeah, they really do. On the outside looking in right now, they've had the loss of Giovanni Estella, Stacia Suttles, and then the loss to Boston.
The coaches for the
so they need one magic moment.
and reigning Mega Brawl champion NYC Attitude are Ryan O'Leary and Benny Roman. Here is the starting lineup for NYC. 14-time national champion, bantamweight Natalia Semboteca. 2-time Golden Gloves champion and current ABO regional champion, Alexander Castellano. Featherweight, Abril Mulan Anguiano. Puerto Rican national champion, lightweight, Jose Adriel Diaz Rodriguez. Welterweight, Lionel Teza Santana. Super welterweight, Lasha Guglielmi. Middleweight, Justin Figueroa. Heavyweight, Edward Millard. Multi-time national champion, featherweight, Angelis Lopez Menendez. Multi-time national champion, Ryan Pretty Boy Semboteca. Super lightweight, Melissa Saintville. 8-time Puerto Rican national champion, super welterweight, Ryan Pino. Super middleweight, Javier Martinez. Light heavyweight, Shanna McColeman. And cruiserweight, Trixlet Marius. Ladies and gentlemen, here is the NYC Attitude. And now, ladies and gentlemen, we ask that you all please rise if you are able to, as we honor America with the singing of our national anthem, being performed tonight by TBL alum and esteemed vocalist Nahir Albright.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Now hear Albright with the singing of our national anthem.
Hey, when you're in Philly, you get the best.
You have to get Pipes Albright to do the song for you. And, we've seen nights where he would sing and then fight.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is now time to begin the launch rounds between San Antonio and NYC. Round one at bantamweight, San Antonio, Yuri Rodriguez. NYC, Natalie Semboteca.
So this is our round to watch. The very first round, Yuri Rodriguez, Natalie Semboteca. Semboteca on your screen right there. She's in the green NYC Attitude Fight kit, and Yuri Rodriguez in the silver trunks for the Snipers. Third person in the ring, David Braslow. And something that we're mentioning here, Dave, New York City 1-4 they're trying to find anything that could work here. They're going to have 4 new fighters making their TBL debuts tonight.
Yeah, and one of them, Justin Figueroa, who's a 14-0 fighter as a pro in the money rounds, and a couple other people that Amelia Moore mentioned to us earlier today. So, yeah, they're trying for that new look burst of energy.
Julie Rodriguez in her second event in her second season. She won 2 rounds in her season debut against Dallas back on May 15th. Now a career 15-1 TBL fighters. She and Natalie Zepoteca aren't wasting any time getting familiar with one another.
Well, Zepoteca more familiar coming in with this type of style. She had a couple of wins over Natalia Castaneda, a lefty, in her last outing. This is more of a style that she is comfortable with fighting. And she'll be trying to put pressure on. That will be her key against Julie Rodriguez.
Rodriguez still trying to find the right measurement and close in on the distance against Zepoteca. It's really tough, though, because right there, I mean, there's a fencing jab element to what Zepoteca was just doing right now, but she's brought more to that over the first half of this first round.
Yeah, she's had a lot of power on her mind loading up. And when we see her in situations where she's had Rodriguez in the corner, take a good look at that. That's like a mini battle. Whoever comes out of that best may tell us a lot about who wins, because that's the opportunity zone for Zepoteca.
We talked about the amateur pedigree for both women. Julie Rodriguez, an 11-time national amateur champion. Zepoteca, a 14-time national amateur champion. And she has shown throughout this first round that if Julie Rodriguez wants to get inside the pocket with her, she's going to have some repercussions to pay.
There is a payment involved, the cover charge for her. And there's some good right hands coming from Zepoteca. And now Julie Rodriguez seemingly understanding the urgency to get inside.
Tell you what, this round could be decided over the last 25 seconds here.
Yes.
Good combo out of the clench. But David Brazel did not agree.
It's part of more aggression by Rodriguez trying to get to it.
Now there's a beautiful overhand right as Jury came in. And the round comes to a close. That's a close round.
If she wins, I think it's those 3. Because it was a good round much of the way for Zepoteca, doing some good pressure, having Julie Rodriguez trapped here. And at the very end, it would be the best of Julie Rodriguez. She came in, she figured it out, and would do her best work, and now the judges will render their verdict.
TBL fans, the winner of round 1 by way of unanimous decision from the San Antonio Snipers, Julia Rodriguez. Round 2 at featherweight, San Antonio, Jason Wallace. NYC, Alexander Castellano.
So the judges from round number 1, they appreciated the accuracy of the impact punches from Julia Rodriguez over the consistent pressure from Natalie Zepoteca. All in all, a very entertaining start.
Yes, it was. And also maybe the final 30 seconds for Julie Rodriguez when she was able to find another gear. And that was not an easy one to score. But now we've got a guy, I figured, excellent, kind of an underappreciated fighter so far in Jason Wallace. Really settling in to become a stylish left-hander, and maybe somebody they're going to rely on.
Wallace, a 19-year-old Dallas native. He's a 5'10" featherweight.
That is like you have the ability to tower over opponents. Seen very few fighters like that. One going back many years ago, and that was Jeff Chandler. Jeff Chandler, a champion at 118 pounds from Philadelphia, and would be dominant having a reach down at that weight class.
You know, metabolism isn't even a thought in the body of Jay Wallace. Alexander Castellano, meanwhile, 4-6 to begin his TBO career. He's been a 2-round fighter for the Attitude all season. Buffalo Boxer of the Year as an amateur.
Got a split with Rasheem Brown, which is good.
Good exchange between the two gentlemen right now.
And he's done his best work when he's unleashing the pressure you just described. That's his ticket. So we'll see for him. He wants to get that lead right hand home against the southpaw style. Keep your lead foot outside the lead foot of your opponent. It all sounds great on paper until you have to do it at a fast pace. It's much harder.
Right hand coming through from Castellano. Jay Wallace focused on the counter punching.
Castellanos is waiting for the one big shot, which he got about 25 seconds ago. But in between those, if you allow yourself to get out hustled, you won't get the full rewards of all your offense.
He has had a couple of clean, nice-looking shots, but nothing has followed.
And so you may love the one right hand he gets in, and then if you're following Wallace, you have 3 pop shots in between that will get a big reward for him.
That's a counter from Castellano a moment ago.
They're both getting some pretty good work done offensively when they load up for their big shots.
Part of that combo connecting from Wallace. The left hand got in on the chin of Castellano. That'll be another close round to score for the judges.
Yeah, if it's Castellano, you like the big shots, will be his lobbying effort to get a victory. He scored some of those best ones there. And for Wallace, it was elusiveness, getting away from the counter shots, moving laterally, and especially in the last 40 seconds, his defense was real good.
TBL fans, the winner of round 2 by split decision from the San Antonio Snipers, Jay Wallace. The score, San Antonio 2, New York 0. Round 3 at featherweight, San Antonio, Azariah Cottrell. NYC, Abril Anguiano.
Well, we picked round number 1 to watch, Dave, with Julie Rodriguez and Natalie Zemplateca. This is a really nice matchup as well with Cottrell and Anguiano. You have a 9-year age gap as Anguiano, the 27-year-old out of the Dallas area, is in the ring with the 18-year-old out of Aiea, Hawaii.
Yeah, this round could have been an honorable mention in the round to watch discussion because you have a lot of good potential with these fighters. Cottrell, we mentioned. I'm impressed by the fact that they put her in round 24 already this year.
That's right.
With all the stakes on the line. And Anguiano switched a lot against Florencio Britos, and we may see her doing that a lot again. Must be careful, though, because she can walk right into a big right-hand bomb from Cottrell.
Amelia Moore, third member of our broadcast crew's ringside. Amelia, what do you think of an 18-year-old in Azariah Cottrell tapped for round number 24 at one point this season?
I mean, I've had that conversation with AC Bryant, and he just leans into the strength of his female squad, and I think that it rings so true with Azariah Cottrell and trusting, the skill that she's been so consistent for him, and trusting in that for her to be a closer for their team is it's a huge honor.
And she has been up to that task. And yeah, you really admire the poise of this young fighter. It's one thing to have tools, and it's one thing to have power, and et cetera. But ringside situations, I'm impressed with how she handles them, and she's been unflappable.
She's really doing a good job stopping and going her tracks. That long reach playing the difference in round 3 so far.
And you have to gamble if you want to get close to her. A lot of risk involved in trying to get close. Even behind the back punches have to be thrown there as a possibility. She puts that jab out. She's difficult to reach. You have to hope to get a moment when it's not there.
And that right hand scraping the chin of Cottrell.
That's how you do it.
Justin, one of the things I've been really impressed with Cottrell is how, especially in this fight tonight, is how she's able to change kind of that pacing. And, you know, she knows when she needs to press the gas, and she knows when she needs to, you know, is showing that maturity in the ring to be able to decide how she's going to pick apart the opponent that's in front of her. And, you know, Aguiano is a very seasoned athlete. She's very gritty, very game. So being knowledgeable enough to be able to kind of change your dynamic is so important.
In final 15 seconds, what do you think prompted Cottrell to begin this round, maybe taking her time, operating at a slower pace?
Just feeling it out, I would assume. You know, Aguiano is going to be very gritty, he's going to come forward. So, you know, testing things out a little bit and just maybe being on that reserve side.
So, good shot at the end by Aguiano. Did she have enough of those, or did the poise of Cottrell and the outside work do the damage? See, when she did get inside, one opportunity, that was one of the best shots that Aguiano was able to land tonight at the end. She did a good move to get in there.
TBL fans, the winner of round 3 by way of split decision from the San Antonio Snipers, Azariah Cottrell. Round 4 at lightweight, San Antonio, Sebastiana Vasquez. NYC, Jose Adriel Diaz Rodriguez.
So San Antonio jumping out to a 3-0 lead as we get going with round number 4. The lightweight, Sebastian Vasquez, Jose Rodriguez. Coming up in a little bit, round number 7. It'll be the TBL debut of Justin Figueroa, and Amelia standing by with Justin right now.
I am actually here with Javier Martinez. He is a former teammate of mine on Team USA. Very excited to see you on the roster tonight. Haven't had a fight since June 24th. What brought you to NYC, man?
I've been trying to get a fight, but they haven't called me, so I said, why not? Trying to get some ring rust out.
You know, seize the opportunity. Are you with NYC Attitude for the rest of the season?
Yeah, we're going to Miami next week.
Very exciting. And, you know, for people that haven't seen you fight in the TBL circuit, what is something that they need to watch out for tonight?
The aggression. I'm going out there to try to knock somebody out. I'm here to knock somebody out.
And anything, are you excited to be in the ring tonight? I guess that's like, I mean, it's been a while, you know?
It's been a while, so I'm very excited. Very excited. Put some hands to somebody.
Awesome. Thank you, Mr. Martinez. Looking forward to seeing you in the ring tonight. Dave and Justin, get us back to the action.
Thanks so much, Amelia. That's Javier Martinez. Justin Figueroa is going to be coming up in round 7. But Martinez, a 10-1-1 record in traditional boxing. But Dave, he's not competed in, you know, you heard him talk about it with Amelia, and I think his mouth is watering at this point. He hasn't competed in a sanctioned bout since June of 2024.
Yeah, that will make you very anxious. That will make you anxious. Guess what? You're early for the plane. You're early for the meal. You're early for the trip over to the arena. Yeah, the adrenaline is flowing again with him, and you can see that.
Jose Rodriguez in the green trunk, Sebastian Vasquez in the silver for San Antonio. He's 0-2 after debuting on May 15th. losing twice to Malik Lark. He has Rodriguez here later on tonight in the money rounds. He'll have Ryan Zempoteca.
And Rodriguez having lost his last 4, but excellent battles along the way. So they've been close. Both of these fighters have been losing lately, but have been close. So a little bit more in this last 40 seconds could put one of them into the winner's circle. It's up there.
Rodriguez catching air with some of those rights. Might have caught the chin of Vasquez in that exchange. Final 30 seconds of round number 4. Again, San Antonio trying to improve to 4-1-1. Right hand connects from Vasquez.
Vasquez doing a good job in this instance about being far away and not getting caught until these last shots when he got into the corner.
At the very end, Rodriguez letting the hands fly. We'll see what the judges think. San Antonio currently up 3-0.
TVL fans, the winner of round 4 by way of split decision from the San Antonio Snipers, Sebastian Vasquez. The score is San Antonio 4, New York 0.
4-0 San Antonio. After 3 split decisions goes the Snipers' way. They're up 4-0. Plenty more to do here in the launch rounds when we come back. A springtime Friday night in Philadelphia. San Antonio on the road, already up 4-0. We go back to the action with round 5. Here's Ray Flores.
Round 5 at welterweight. San Antonio, Charles Garner. NYC, Lionel Omar Colon Santana.
I guess we'll see if A plus B equals C here, as Garner has a win over Darian Castro and Santa a tough loss to him. So we'll see how the styles make the fight here.
So you like the transitive property in all this?
Yes, well, we've seen a few of the upsets where it doesn't matter too, but I would say probably 2 times out of 3 it does matter.
32-year-old Gardner, constant on this Sniper squad in his 3rd season. Taz Colon, meanwhile, 21 years of age.
I like that. Transitive crop. Very nice.
It's always used in boxing. And like you said, it's not always a given. That's what makes it exciting.
Right, right.
Hey, you see the resume for the San Antonio welterweight. Won a couple of regional belts in traditional boxing. He's 8-3 in traditional boxing. Trying to get to 500 in his TBL career with a win here. Right now, 16-17. One of those wins, a big swing round, like Dave mentioned, over Darian Castro on April 25th.
Now, you see how good Castro has been in this league and how he's been emerging. you do feel good getting a win like that. And Garner, you know, an original member of TBL, veteran, so knows what he has to try and do.
Tascalone stepped through with a good two-punch combo. Garner answering back with the left hand. Good check left hook from Charles Garner.
Yeah, he's getting off first couple minutes in this fight. Interesting then that he would switch to lefty when he's doing so well. Opens up the lead right hand for Santana. Yeah, sometimes fighters just see something in there and they pick up on a key.
Well, upon switching to southpaw, Garner immediately landed a wide-range right hook, and there he had Tascalone just walk into a straight left hand.
Be an angle you see as a right-hander and just instinctively try to get a different look as a southpaw to, let's say, throw the right hook instead of a straight right.
I mean, it feels like, Dave, he saw something that was so visible standing right in front of Tascalone as he came back with a right hand against Garner. But right before that punch, Garner looked like he was extremely comfortable.
Well, that was the risk-reward scenario. He did something different, landed things, and then he paid the price for the one thing he could get caught with, which was the right hand, and it drove him back to being a right-hander. However, he did do good work as a southpaw, so I would say overall the gamble was probably worth it.
So a good scrap in round number 5. Garner will be in action in the 18th round. Right now, that's the only round of the night for Tascalone.
So here you see the good action on the inside with Garner, then going lefty, landing the right from a different angle. And this was the bugaboo, the risk when you go southpaw, and Santana did catch him, but it did not lead to anything else. What about the
TBL
decision?
fans, the winner of round 5 by way of split decision from the San Antonio Snipers, Charles Garner. The score, San Antonio 5, NYC 0. Round 6 at super welterweight. San Antonio Sona Akale. NYC Lasha Gurgliani.
Don't remember the last time I saw a 5-0 lead on the strength of 4 splits. That's how tight these fights have been. And if you're New York, you're thinking the law of averages has to go our way sooner or later.
So here's Sona Akali making his TBL debut against an experienced Lasha Gurgliani. 21-9 TBL record. And he's facing his second straight opponent making his TBL debut. Can he take advantage and get NYC on the board?
Well, Akali coming out with the classic aggression seen from many debuting fighters. 38 years old. Seen him in some past fights show a lot of heart, knock off undefeated fighters. His last 5 opponents were 43-2. They were not figuring that he was going to be the prospect. So he fights the toughest people.
Yeah, 38-year-old out of St. Paul, Minnesota, but stands at 5'7". So you see the frame. He has wide shoulders, large back, and he is built against the taller Gurgliani, who has about 3-4 inches of height on him.
Now, Gurgliani at times for New York has come up with some big knockdowns, and in their winning efforts, they have often fashioned one of his explosive efforts. Now, that won't be a slip, but this is somebody they would look to, especially against a debuting fighter, to try and get some bonus points.
Like Dave mentioned, Akali was in action against Olympic gold medalist Marco Verde of Mexico on the Canelo Crawford undercard. he also handed the grandson of Muhammad Ali, Nico Ali Walsh, his first pro defeat. So he comes to win, that is for sure. In traditional boxing and here in single round battle.
And doesn't care if he's going against the build fighter. He's impervious to it. He comes on. He's been heavy-handed in this fight. He'll get his money's worth, and we're not seeing as much of the jab that we thought we might see from Guglielmi here. He's loading up with big left hands.
Time is called. The mouth guard, that flew a piece issue. Yep. It didn't just pop out. My goodness. But yeah, I think you're right. I think the heavy-handedness of Akali is forcing Lasha to be a bit more hesitant than what we're used to seeing from him. Right hand from Lasha sneaks in moments ago. Both fighters coming up with air in this exchange. As the sixth round starts to wind down here.
So this is one in which the jab has been a spectator for both of these fighters as they have loaded up and seen something different. You see the opportunities that would have been there had they been able to get behind the jab first.
Well, the jab not invited to the party between Guglielmi and Akali. And Akali acquitting himself nicely in his TBL debut.
Good power shots he's had, and this is where Lasha threw him down. No call there. Appropriately so.
TBL fans, the winner of round 6 by way of unanimous decision. From the NYC Attitude, Lasha Guglielmi. Round 7 at middleweight for San Antonio, Tracy Magruder. NYC, Justin Figueroa.
So this is an interesting matchup, Dave, because Figueroa, who is an undefeated prospect in traditional boxing, making his TBL debut. And the question is, will all that transfer over to TBL against a veteran in Magruder?
Very good question indeed. I live in the Atlantic City area and have been familiar with the build-up of his fights, and he's been a main event fighter, attracting crowds to his fight. So he's been a headliner. Now he comes in there, and I think after you've been a headliner, there should be no nervousness when you come in as a debut fighter. So now it's just a matter of can he react to this new style. And Magruder has been a feast or famine guy at times, but he can put you on the deck. We've seen him do that, get a knockout early this year.
5-3 record this season for Tracy Magruder. He's won 2 straight rounds. In his 3rd season for AC Bryant in San Antonio. Figueroa, like Dave mentioned, deeply embedded in the Atlantic City community. He is one of the star fighters right now in the local scene. Really wants to try and bring back boxing glory that was once captured in AC. Here's the question, though, Dave. It's his TBL debut. When he earns a stoppage win, we have seen Justin Figueroa performing the worm in the ring. Is there going to be enough time for that if he earns a stoppage in team boxing?
Well, that's a good question, and he would like to answer that. He's got a minute and a half to bring that into play.
I mean, it's get in, get out, get the show on the road. I don't know. Maybe it'll be appropriate if he is able to receive Fighter of the Night honors. Save for the end.
But it's always interesting to see how the fighters like to market themselves, and if you're known for something. And we've seen the celebration for fighters after they win. So if they're satisfied, I would not be surprised if the worm did not wait until the end.
Seize the moment, right?
Yes.
Can Figueroa do that? As New York City's finally on the board, it's going to try and make it back-to-back victorious rounds for the Attitude, trying to play catch-up.
Magruder had a tough fight last time with Corey Cadd. Height and reach disadvantage, and he won a close fight. But he doesn't have that height and reach disadvantage here, and he's benefited from that. And now we're getting to see Figueroa sensing what he has to do. All of a sudden, the movement, harder punches. He's got some sea legs under him now in this format. Whether it's enough for this fight, we don't know.
They'll get back to it in round number 20. See if there will be any added comfort level for Justin Figueroa as he gets through his first 3 minutes in TBO.
Take a look at how he tried to go about it. Magruder on the outside. This is the first time Figueroa took that position away from him. Magruder was doing a lot of this throughout much of the round, and then in the last 40 seconds, Figueroa got more comfortable with attacking. So let's see how it plays out on the card. And the next time they fight.
TBO fans, the winner of round 7 by way of unanimous decision. From San Antonio, Tracy Magruder. Our final launch round will be in the heavyweight division. San Antonio, Trevores Avina. NYC, Edward Millard.
Millard and Veen, this should be entertaining.
Millard is, again, making his debut in the league. It's been a revolving door at heavyweight for NYC in 2026. You thought they had a model of consistency in Dusan Velitic, but he hasn't always been available. And here's Millard, a 40-year-old heavyweight, originally from Brooklyn, now living near Philly. And you see the size of Millard, a 6'4" southpaw, going up against Trevores Veen, one of the more successful heavyweights in 2026.
And Veen has fought very tall guys and done pretty well. He got 2 wins in one night over Kai Brooks, who had 2 knockouts in one night. So he knows how to fight that long style. He might have just gotten stung.
Veen coming inside, trying to establish a presence against Edward Millard.
Millard had the presence of mind to try and follow the miss, try to make him pay. Good reactions by him.
A 7-1 record this season for Trevores. Trying to come inside in a big way with that left hand. He's won 5 rounds in a row.
And he's been respectful of Millard in how he's coming in. He's not just wandering in because there's a big man waiting that can hurt him. He's trying to find the angles. This is where the referee needs to get involved and get us back in. So now we have something interesting with Millard pawing with the jab, perhaps trying to score some points, and Veen is waiting for the explosive moment.
Tried to go again with the overhead left, a couple of jabs reaching from Millard, and it helped him close the distance. And some impact shots now landing from both gentlemen, as there was an overhand left that finally landed from Veen. So accuracy has been scarce in round number 8, but a couple of connects raising the level over the last 15 to 20 seconds or so between these two heavyweights.
And you look at Veen, you almost see he's ready to hold a press conference to say, I'm going to throw a big left hand here. He is aching to do it, but wanting to get the right position first. So this fight was an almost explosion.
Each fighter having their moments in the 8th round, and we're going to see how the judges score it. A lot of split decisions in the launch rounds. You want to keep that in mind. Also, these two will meet up again in round 16, so they'll close out the middle round.
And they went at it here. They went at it with power in mind. Millard pushing Veen back. Not bothered at all. Took his chances and did some very good work there as Veen just missed the would-be haymaker.
Fans, the winner of round 8 by way of unanimous decision from NYC, Edward Millard.
So how about that? Edward Millard on the board in his debut
At the end of the
for
launch rounds.
NYC. So the attitude hanging in there despite the tough start, aided by many split decisions for San Antonio. What's coming up on TBL? Justin has it for you.
Thanks so much, Dave. Still plenty more action to come as the Snipers and the Attitude are just getting going, and so are we in Week 11 of Team Boxing League. It will continue throughout the weekend. Tomorrow, we head to the Lone Star State as Erica Sanchez and the LA Elite will battle at Gillies of Dallas to take on Ambamara Osundairo and the Enforcers at 8 Eastern. Then on to Sunday, it's a battle of teams still looking to hunt for a playoff spot. Rico Santana and the Fury of Phoenix head to Atlanta to take on Zay Farr and the Houston Hitmen at 7 Eastern. 24 rounds of 3-minute action await you all weekend long on TBL, Team Boxing League. Plenty more action to come from Philadelphia between New York City and San Antonio tonight, but let's take a dive into Blue Collar Dave's corner. Look at him go, folks, punching in the time card. We told him to put the lunch pail down to get a few moments of his valuable time. Dave Bontempo with us, all about hard work in that hard hat. And I want to also talk about a lot of fighters who have put in the work to improve their stock in Team Boxing League. Let's start with Miami's Samantha Ginnathan.
Yeah, I always wanted to imagine being a foreman, and here is that moment. So Samantha Ginnathan has got a great job done recently for Miami. This is the national champion from 2023, had a 3-15 speed bump up here, but made a great adjustment, came down in weight to 126 pounds, and then some of her opponents started to drop. The drop in weight means pop. And Samantha Ginnington is on a big roll for the Miami team and has helped that club go high up in the standings.
And when it comes to consistency in terms of wins, losses over the course of the regular season, I don't know if anyone can touch Philadelphia the last couple of years, but Jason Moreno has added to that consistency.
Yeah, he started out at a 1-5 clip, and then what did he do after that? He went on a roll. First of all, he faced Rainier Salgado and beat him 4 times. That helped with a springboard. He got 5 wins after that, and then he improved his record all the way to 13-6. You see the power coming up. He's got a couple wins over Jaye Brown. This is a man on a mission since the end of last year, and he is on a blue-collar roll for the ages right now.
And that head-to-head notwithstanding, Rainier Salgado has really improved his stocks for Las Vegas.
Yeah, I'm really impressed with how he handled that, because if you go in and you lose to a guy a few times, he goes down to 2-11. Did he throw in the towel? No, this is construction, baby. He threw in the trowel, and he got to work. Ever since the low point of the season, he has become 9-3. He adjusted. He found some weaknesses in opponents. He improved the things that he had to do. And these are some of the stories that we like. Fighters who can rise up, find a groove, and capitalize in TBL.
We love to see it in Team Boxing League self-improvement. Talking about the highlights from the launch rounds in this one, New York City and San Antonio. What'd you like in this round, Dave? Aggression or accuracy?
Well, it came down to the judges liking the accuracy of Jury Rodriguez, as she had a very good scrap with Zepoteca. So this was something that left us happy that we got to see it. Up in the air about what you liked, but Jury Rodriguez gets the nod at the end.
And then round number 8, another round that really jumped out. Trevores Veen, Edward Millard. Millard making his TBL debut. Veen was on a 5-round winning streak, and that did not faze Millard.
No, it really did. He did a great job in here with the power going straight through. He was heavy-handed. We talked about that aspect of it, and he was able to keep Veen at a distance, and he was not affected by Veen the machine. He was able to get a close nod and keep New York right in this.
So New York City won 2 of the final 3 rounds. San Antonio still with a 4-point lead. They're up 6-2. And as we take a look at the middle rounds, the round to watch, I'm going back to those 2 big boys, the heavyweights. They're going to do battle again in round 16, Millard and Veen. I'm curious to see if Veen will continue to respect the size of Millard, or will he have a different approach?
I think he will respect the size and will come in and try to do a little bit more, but he has to be aware of the fact that he can walk into one. So Millard did an excellent work in his debut, and Veen has some tough adjustments to make. Millard, I think it's more of the same for him. It worked. He'll try to do it again.
All right, San Antonio's ahead 6-2 as we begin the middle rounds. Let's go back inside the ring with Ray Flores.
Round 9 at featherweight, San Antonio, Chastity Roberts, NYC, Angelis Lopez Mendez.
Angel Reese Mendez, the green fight kit right there, entering at 15-8 in her TBL career. 6-1 on the season, and Chastity Roberts is in her second go-around after picking up a win in her TBL debut on May the 15th, beat Naomi Young.
And she was feisty in that. Came out and let the hands fly. And against Mendez, maybe she'll have to be a little bit more schooled. We'll see. Among Mendez's highlight, a nice win earlier this year over Camila Panata. So she's picked off some pretty good fighters en route to this nice record.
So San Antonio opening up the middle rounds with a 6-2 lead. Justin Shacklet, Dave Bontempo, Emilio Moore with you. As San Antonio tries to improve to 4-1-1. New York City, meanwhile, trying to keep their playoff hopes alive. A win would give them a big boost in the postseason hunt. They enter tonight at 1-4.
Take a look at the key numbers here for Lopez, and inside this ring here, she is trying to hunt the body, and for Roberts, she would like to keep that jab in the face of Mendez to halt the advancement, and that's the plot line early on here.
Roberts has shown good movement. She's not standing right in front of Mendez. Determined to not be a standstill target for the TBL veteran.
Now, we saw Roberts opening up with both hands in her last, but she'll need the jab, and she will need to cultivate that for further success in the league. And Mendez sending that message clearly with some of the right hands that are getting in here.
It was a good one moments ago for Mendez. She wound up to catch the entire body with that previous right hand. Snuck in a right hand to the body.
With nothing distracting her on the way in, we're seeing Mendez get closer, sit down in her punches, and try to load them up more.
Yeah, there's a difference in the ferocity of punches between Roberts and Mendez. It's very visible.
And Mendez is in a power zone here. She's got Roberts tracked, trying to go to work with heavy punches. And for all these New York fighters, one big shot,
like that one,
if it can deliver a knockout or get the referee to stop it, puts them right back even. So we're still within one knockout of being all the way back.
Oh, there's a series of right hands where Mendez has really fallen into a rhythm, and that one stood out the most. Kind of zigzagged the chin of Roberts. Mendez showing she is a level above Chastity Roberts to open up the middle rounds. There's another right hand that lands for Mendez.
And she was real hungry in the second half of that fight. So Mendez knew that there was nothing coming at her with the jabs. It's a pouring jab, so it only lets her walk in and do what she wants to do. Get in tight and then unload the hard stuff. Nothing coming back, boom. Good right hand. And this was one of the moments where it looked like she could be on the verge right there of entering a knockout possibility. It was late in the fight, though.
TBL fans, the winner of round 9 by way of unanimous decision, Angeles Lopez Mendez. The score, San Antonio 6, NYC 3. Round 10 at lightweight, San Antonio Sean Bates, NYC Ryan Zimboteca.
So a chance here for NYC to keep closing the gap. They were down 5-0 at one point in the lunch rounds, now down 6-3 as we get a first look at the night of Ryan Zimboteca in for 2 rounds, taking on Sean Bates here, a pair of lightweights going at it. And Amelia, Dave and I were highlighting both Ryan and Natalie Zimboteca right at the top of the broadcast. In your eyes, how has Ryan grown as a young fighter, but also as an elder statesman in this league?
You know, I've seen it, especially from last year to this year. He's really kind of taken into that role of being a leader within his team. Also, I mean, he's had some really tough fights in his weight division, and I mean, he's had standout performances. He's been tested a little bit, and I think that this year has given him looks to be able to kind of move into that. You know, it's like the door opens, you walk through it or not.
Yeah, because what's interesting about that, too, with the loss of Stacia Suttles and Giovanni Estella, it's even more incumbent on someone like Ryan to step up.
100%, Dave. I couldn't agree more. And again, you know, like I said, it's that door opens. Do you step up to the call, or do you just kind of hang back and, you know, don't be a team member?
I love that. It becomes a time where you got to make a move.
Yeah.
It doesn't really matter what your age is. I mean, this is a 21-year-old, and you can argue that, hey, this is a lot of pressure for a young kid to try and be a team leader, a leader of men and women. But he's stepping up here in 2026.
The time has come, and we talked earlier about Azariah Cottrell being showcased in round 24 to give her training in case it's all on the line one night, maybe in a playoff match. and she'll be the one that they'll have to go to. So it's always nice to see the opportunity for fighters to grow and then how they grow into it.
And something I had a chance to speak to their father earlier. Their mom and their two sisters are actually here tonight, supporting both Natalie and Ryan. So it's an awesome thing to see. It's a full family unit.
Love that. And make the trip down from upstate New York.
Yeah, it's one thing when they come to the fights and it's in the neighborhood, but when they take a road trip, it does mean a lot more, puts a special emphasis on the night. And if he can get some work done, he can get his team right on the verge. This is a fight going back and forth.
Left hook sneaks behind the guard of Sean Bates, 24-year-old. Season number 4 for him. He's been on and off in Team Boxing League.
Bates didn't have the swarming lefty coming at him like Manuel Sangroni.
There's a great sequence from Zepoteke to close out the bell and the round.
But he did walk into some turbulence at the end of that. But these last punches, it seems invariably, when we have seen the fighters land with just a couple seconds to go, a big one, more often than not, they're getting the pause. Shows how tight the fight was leading up to that point. And that might be the separator. We'll soon find out.
TBL fans, the winner of round 10 by way of unanimous decision. From the NYC Attitude, Ryan Zepoteke. The score, San Antonio 6, NYC 4. Round 11 at super lightweight, San Antonio Desiree Davila, NYC Melissa St. Bill.
Well, round by round at this point, that large lead from San Antonio is evaporating. Only up 2 now after 3 straight round wins by NYC. And a knockdown at this point will tie the score.
And that's really important that you fall behind and you don't panic, because that's a good-sized lead. And you're not coming back with a knockout that gets you right there. You're coming back the long way. And New York City has done that. And St. Bill is going to bring everything.
Yeah, 42 years young, Melissa St. Bill. Former world title challenger. I think she only knows one gear. And it's impressive to watch the motor again at 42 years of age.
Might be variations of the gear, fast and faster. And she is trying to put it all the way up there. She's also talked to us about good community projects that she's involved in as she's come along. She's really done a lot for her community. Davila had to go against the taller Denise her last time, who was able to get splits on her, so the style's different for her.
Davila 0-2 after making her debut on May the 22nd. These two are going to face one another twice tonight.
That's good right hand from St. Bill.
Another one.
She pops in another shot there.
St. Bill, a Haitian native, but she's called Brooklyn her home for most of her life. A pro career that began in 2007. Went 15-4-4 in traditional boxing, and again, challenged for multiple world titles. Is another right hand, connects, and down she goes. Davila tasting the canvas, and what do we talk about? A knockdown could tie it. There it is.
New York all the way back. And a chance to go ahead because there's time to work.
Plenty of time for Melissa Saintville. 40 seconds to go in the 11th. Bringing NYC all the way back. And now they're looking for more. And maybe a stoppage is being sniffed by Saintville.
Got 30 seconds to go. Recent weeks, we've seen more stoppages resulting in 4-pointers than actual knockouts because the fighters make a good case and the referees are right on top of it. And this is the chance for Saintville to make the same argument.
Saintville staying patient, staying disciplined, not putting herself in a precarious angle or position, shooting the shot, then getting out of the way. But she picks up a knockdown in the 11th, and that will tie the score. The lead for San Antonio completely evaporates.
A lot of credit to this New York team for coming all the way back, and this is the shot that did it. A combination of a punch, a little bit of a nudge too, but she's getting hit with it. The left hook helped, and there you go. On the canvas, we are tied up, and to the credit of Davila, she didn't get knocked out. Kept it to 1 point bonus for New York, and we will start again.
Ladies and gentlemen, the winner of round 11 by way of unanimous decision, 2 points going to the NYC Attitudes, Melissa Saintville. The score is even at 6. Round 12 at welterweight. San Antonio Fretzy, Fortunato Saya. NYC Ryan Pino.
So with the Snipers and Attitude notched up at 6 apiece, entering round 12. It's an opportunity for someone to step up and create more separation. Saintville so far able to tie it up with an 11th round knockdown.
I'll tell you, Ryan Pino, among others, has a real motivation not to let the judges be deciding it. He's 2-5, has 2 splits, losses along the way, and in a loss to Dislan Gainza, he had a shocked look on his face after that. So the graphic telling you what New York City just accomplished with that knockdown to get even. But here's a guy trying to put them up.
Over the first 10 rounds, as Saya lands a quality left, everything was decided by the judges' scorecard. And then the knockdown awarded Melissa Saintville 2 points. So all the points scored add up for your team. 1 point via judge's decision. A knockdown is 2 points, 2 or more knockdowns, 3 points, and a stoppage or a knockout, 4 points toward the team score. Right now, a 6-6 tie.
And you know this being a team score, you're rooting one another on. That New York corral is electrified with what they've been doing. It's a rally. It's not just it's a rally fighter by fighter. And you're all there for each other. And one of the sweetest things on a team sport is when the team gets on a run.
Catching himself out of position, regrouping. Now banging away with Saya in front of him. Francis Saya came through with an overhand right. Looked like a slip, but it is called a knockdown by David Braslow. We're going to see on a replay if there was a punch that landed. But here, Pino picks up a knockdown in the 12th round.
We talked about that excitement and the contagious feeling. It's there for New York.
And maybe that's woken up Saya.
Yes.
Be careful. He has some bad intentions with these throws, but up close, he's also leaning in with his shoulder.
Just missed capitalizing on that with the right hand. And you can see the human nature aspect. You got dropped, you're mad, you come out angry and fast.
And Pino used that to his advantage. Perhaps Saya leaves himself susceptible, maybe being a little over anxious as he's trying to do too much following that knockdown. As it stands right now, New York City's going to take the lead, Dave.
2 points. And how many people would have thought that when it was 5-0? But 2 rounds in a row here with the power for New York. And this is arguably their best run of fights the entire season that we're seeing right now. All right, so let's take a look. The big moment, a miss. Right hand, you make them pay. Gloves touches, instantaneous. The miss.
There's a left hand that definitely landed.
Referee right on top of it makes the call instantly. Rhino Pino says, I like this. 2 for me.
TBL Bandits, the winner of round 12 by unanimous decision. 2 points going to the NYC Attitudes, Ryan Pino. NYC now leads San Antonio 8-6.
So not only does New York City come back, they take the lead. They're up by 2 over San Antonio. 5 straight rounds won by the Attitude. New York City has won 5 consecutive rounds, 6 of the last 7. They're going to try and keep it going here as we continue to round 13. Here's Ray Flores.
Round 13 at super middleweight, San Antonio, Rafael Ibakwe. NYC, Javier Martinez.
Here's Ibakwe entering the ring. He's had a tough go in 2026. He's lost 6 straight rounds heading into tonight. And Javier Martinez, who you heard from earlier with Amelia, making his TBL debut. This is the 3rd of 4 new fighters for New York City. And it has to be awfully comforting to enter the ring while your team is just passing the baton here.
Yeah, that's a very good feeling to come in. Could take a lot of pressure off. He's 7-3 with 4 knockouts outside TBL and comes into a situation here where everybody is up for
big left hand. It knocks Ibakwe down. Javier Martinez welcomes himself to Team Boxing League. And look at him ready to shoot out of the gate. He wants more. In under 30 seconds, makes his presence felt in the TBL. And another right hand comes through. Could be a matter of time with the ferociousness from some of these punches from Javier Martinez.
You mentioned his 4 knockouts on the circuit away, and Ibakwe had gotten dropped in his last fight, and he's there as a target to be dropped again.
Martinez sounded anxious when he was talking with Amelia, chomping at the bit to get into the ring again. This is his first sanctioned competition in 2 years.
Well, and that's the way you dream about the early going of it. When you come back in and you're able to drop your opponent.
There's another left hand that comes through cleanly on Ibakwe.
Now the question is, can he finish this out in a 1-round format? The Ibakwe looks like he's got His leg's under him now, so Martinez would have to nail him again to start this sequence.
Came through again with that right hook. Javier Martinez trying to make everybody remember his TBL debut here in Philadelphia.
And that long looping left hand, if he can tighten that up a little bit, there's a very good chance he could get that home.
More connections here from Martinez. And a good check right hand. It knocked Ibakwe back here. I don't know if it hurt him per se, but he stumbled back. 20 seconds to go as we've seen a number of impactful shots from Javier Martinez in his first TBL round. Just how about this rally from New York City? No, they need a win to get a big boost in the playoff race. Some of these fighters, especially the ones making their league debuts tonight, they are answering the call.
It started with Edward Millard, and now we've seen the power right away of Martinez. Boom. New York is looking at +4. So a couple of newcomers indeed have come up big. And you don't know until you put them in the lineup. Big shots.
TBL fans, the winner of round 13 by way of unanimous decision. 2 points going to the NYC Attitudes, Javier Martinez.
A 4-point
Round
lead for New York
14
City.
at light heavyweight for San Antonio, Frankie Solomon. NYC, Sean McCollman.
So McCollman and Solomon, light heavyweights, going at it here in round 14 as New York City will enter the 14th round up by 4 here, leading it 10-6. And we saw Charles Gardner for San Antonio win in round 5. At the time, the Snipers had a 5-0 lead. Gardner's going to be back here in the money rounds, and they're going to be some significant money rounds. Gardner's going to be in there. Right now, he's in there with Emilio.
Charles, you've spoken very publicly about mentoring in your life outside of the ring. You know, doing so, how do you feel like that's kind of helped shape your approach to your career in boxing and what you do through your boxing journey?
I feel like it shapes it because, like, naturally I'm just a personable and good person at heart. So, like, the kids and stuff, they give me motivation to keep pushing even when, like, training camp hard, life is hard outside the ring. Because a lot of people don't understand, like, it's not just what's in the ring, it's what's happening outside the ring in your personal life that could stop your career from going forward. So me training the kids and helping the community and helping shape them and mentor them also helps motivate me, because when I was younger, I didn't have that. I didn't have somebody really there completely. I had at least like 3 solid people for sure. But outside that, you know, it's negative influences all around you. So I'm glad that I get to be like a light in my community to make sure that the kids got somebody to look up to.
It's beautiful. We don't have a ton of time, but I do want to like kind of throw this in there. You're a girl dad, and you've been so proud of saying that your daughter is one of the biggest accomplishments outside of boxing for you. What is it like to kind of share that journey with her? I apologize, we're kind of short on time, but I had to get this in.
Well, yeah, I'm a girl dad. My daughter's name is Taylor Garner. She's the best. She motivated me through my hardest times, and I just want to show her that she can be whatever she wants in life as long as she just go through the trials and tribulations with a smile. Because when you see me, I'm always smiling, whether I'm in the rain or whether I'm outside here or whether I'm cheering for my friends or even like any type of trials and tribulations I face, I'm always smiling.
Amazing. Thank you so much for sharing your journey and sharing a little bit of your story.
Charles Gardner back in the ring in round 18 coming up as round 14 is winding down between Solomon and McCollman. And this is some stretch, Dave, for New York City. If you go back to their last 2 events, they scored 9 total points against Las Vegas on May 16th, 11 total against Philadelphia. Here we are in round 14. They've reached double digits.
And 3 twos in a row. Not a bad little poker hand going for them right here. 3 straight fights where they've gotten knockdowns and surged ahead. So they have made a 9-point turnaround. They were down 5. They're up 4 with a combination of the power and stringing rounds together. This is by far, in any fight, their most impressive run this year, especially because it's under pressure.
And it's featured several newcomers. Again, Edwin Millard at heavyweight. He's come through. Javier Martinez. Melissa St. Ville not necessarily making her league debut, but this is her second event of the year for New York City.
That's just some highlights from that last round as New York is trying to pad its lead and San Antonio trying to quell the fire, because just like New York was behind, hey, they're one big punch away from turning things around too.
TBO fans, the winner of round 14 by way of unanimous decision from the NYC Attitude, Sean McColeman. The score, NYC 11, San Antonio 6. Round 15 at cruiserweight. For San Antonio, Adrian Taylor. NYC, Trichlet Marius.
Adrian Taylor has been one of the most dependable fighters on this team. And he got a win to pull out the tie that they got against Houston in the last fight. So he's a money fighter, pressure fighter, and they need him now.
And San Antonio needs a win here in the middle rounds. They're at risk of being shut out. 6 straight rounds won by New York City. 7 overall if you go back to the launch rounds. And this is another newcomer, Trichlet Marius, a decorated amateur for NYC. So it's no gimme for Adrian Taylor.
No, Marius, 4-0 mark, a 2-0 mark, 2 knockouts as a pro. So it's big time go big or go home for him. In the meantime, Taylor is one of the point leaders in this division. Money Powell, who we've seen have a great year, and Taylor has assumed his place there as well.
And 8-0 mark in 2026. With Marius making his TBL debut, 28 years of age out of Brooklyn. Nicknamed Scarface. Babyface, 28 years. That's a good thing.
Yes, it is.
He was considered one of the top heavyweight amateur talents in the U.S. Had a high national ranking of number 2 in the U.S. Known as a big pressure fighter with some heavy hands. We've not seen that pressure just yet in the first half of this round.
And he's facing a guy with the 8-fight win streak and one of the top fighters now in the league this year. So you would expect some turbulence for him to do that, and he's gotten it. And you also see how he's trying to get closer, measure the situation, see when he can explode. And you certainly get the idea that the more he's doing this, the more comfortable he's going to get.
Good countering from Taylor. Taylor trying to make a move as he steps in. Dangerous position there, put his head down.
Going against the taller fighter and strong fighter, he has to be cautious, and he's been very smart with this. And that's a veteran move there. You don't like what was open to you, get your punch in, then tie up.
Just in case it becomes relevant, Dave, these two are scheduled to meet in the very final round of the night, number 24. But it's also extremely rare in team boxing league to see one team in a 5-point deficit come back to lead at 5 points.
Yes, it has been unusual to see a team get knockouts or extra points in 3 straight fights, and also to blend all of that with the newcomers that they've had. So it's been quite a package for New York. And in its speech at the top of the show, fighters look like they got that.
GBL fans, the winner of round 15 by a split decision. From NYC, Trichlett to Mirius. The score, New York 12, San Antonio 6.
So the Brooklyn product comes through with a win.
Round 16, our final medal round will be in the heavyweight division. San Antonio, Trevores Bean. NYC, Edward Millard.
This was our round
started this. Yeah, the round to watch. And Millard started this run for New York back in round 8. San Antonio was threatening to pull away. It was also 6-1. He came up with that win over one of San Antonio's top fighters.
I mean, the Snipers are 3 minutes away from being completely shut out in the middle rounds.
And this is the team that is 3-1-1 against the team with 1 win. So, you know, week to week, you take a look at the subtleties and the improvements. And New York right now has to be happy. You think they have an attitude now? What happens if they sweep the middle rounds?
Trevores Bean typically weighs in around 224 pounds for these events. Look at the size difference between Bean in the orange trunks and Millard, the 6'4" southpaw in the green trunks.
So this division is evolving. As first it looked like it would be Kai Brooks's personal division. Then Bean takes that away, beating him twice and then emerging and going on a win streak. And now, looky here, a newcomer to the fray and getting a lot of attention now.
They punched with one another a moment ago. It sent Bean back on its heels. Tries to fight through and get inside the pocket on Edward Millard.
How circumstances change. In round 8 when they fought, you're thinking, can New York stay in it? Now they fight again, and 8 rounds later, can San Antonio stay in it?
You're seeing Bean kind of go for broke because he's unable to crack the inside code with Millard. What does he need to do other than maybe go for broke with those overhand lefts?
I think first thing is do a little bob and weave. He has to be willing to take the first gamble to get into punching range, because if you do it from long range, you'll get countered with him. So it has to be step, come right out, explode, and punch. And the first decision has to be to commit to coming inside, taking the big risk, avoid getting hit, and then go. You can try some lateral movement there to try and steer Millard into trouble, but the first thing, he has to get inside unscathed, and that's not easy.
And now we're noticing it's been a while. Right on point. There is an overhand left. I was saying he hadn't been trying to throw that shot because it did seem like Millard finally timed it up with a counter.
Yeah, when you have to do so much work just to get into punching position, it's a formidable task to then win. And he went to load up that big left hand, and Millard got there first with his right. That did not happen when he fought Kai Brooks. So Millard puts up an excellent effort, maybe even better than his first one.
And on this night, it is 40-year-old Edward Millard ruining the perfect season of Trevores Bean.
And the right hook gets in again, the good hard left hook. And these are heavy punches. These are not things that you can easily bounce off of. So it made Bean have to be more of a craftsman when he'd prefer to be more of a slugger.
TBL fans, the winner of round 16 by way of split decision from the NYC Attitude, Edward Millard. At the end of the middle rounds, NYC.
So bring out the brooms if you're New York for the middle rounds. A rare sweep. The Attitude with their finest effort of the season. A 7-point lead before we come back for the money rounds. And here's Justin with more.
And it's great to have you with us for TBL today. And here's how you can tell fans where to catch us, as Team Boxing League can be seen on a number of different platforms. Now you can watch us on MSG Networks, the Gotham Sports app, and Spectrum Sportsnet, as well as on our home network, Envoy Fast. Plus, the full season of Encores are on Envoy TV every day. Just download the Envoy app. Connected TV users with Samsung, Apple TV, Amazon Fire, Roku, and LG devices can download the TBL app and watch both live action and play previous matches on demand. TBL is also seen on YouTube, the TBL app, and in Spanish on the Estrella Network. Been an impactful Friday night in the city of brotherly love. Hey, in the NBA Finals, they're saying Knicks in 4. How about New York City? 8 in the middle rounds. An 8-0 shutout in the middle rounds for the NYC Attitude to get back into tonight's event. We welcome you back inside our studios. Justin and Dave with you. It is a 13-6 New York City lead after they went into the middle rounds trailing 6-2. They shut down San Antonio, and it's the debut fighters, these newcomers, that are making an impact for the Attitude.
That is the most impressive middle rounds display I have seen in this league. Doubly impressive because this is a team that has had its back to the wall and really needs to have this victory. Down 5-0. What a run by the NYC Attitude. Newcomers, everything going their way here.
And it was the middle portion of the middle rounds that produced some of these swing rounds. And we take you through our round highlights, starting with round 11. Melissa St. Ville, she is not a newcomer to the TBL, but this is her second event this season for the Attitude. And she picked up the first stoppage of the night, or the first knockdown, I should say.
Yeah, the first of 3 in a row for New York, and put the team really practically all the way back. The good right hands here, and that created the knockdown. Left hook helping out with that, and she gets 2. It could have been more, but you know, at this point, New York City was rolling.
Yeah, that tied it at 6 at that moment. And then in round number 12, Ryan Pino taking on Frenchie Saya. This is where NYC took the driver's seat.
Yeah, and Pino along the ropes. Is he in a defensive position? No. Gloves hit. good sneaky shot. We're seeing a lot of fighters master some of this quick stuff off the ropes and get a two-pointer, and now New York City was rolling.
That was the check left hook for Pino. Next round, the 13th, the debut in Team Boxing League for Javier Martinez, and right out of the gate came the cannon.
Here he comes. He knew that the fighter he went up against had been dropped in his last fight. He says, I will return the favor to you. Get it, make it 2 in a row. That big left hand he was looking for the rest of the fight. Oh, he has a good one there. And that, 3 straight fights for New York. And remember, they're doing this against the 3-1-1 team, one of the top fight teams in the league. And this is a run for the ages right now for New York.
That's the middle round scorecard on the bottom of your screen. All New York City. They shut down San Antonio 11-zip in the middle rounds to take a 7-point lead here into the money rounds. But now we're going to see some repeat rounds that featured fighters from San Antonio getting their hand raised. So it's going to be very interesting. And in fact, our round to watch here, round number 20, Tracy Magruder, Justin Figueroa. That's a rematch from the launch rounds. In fact, the last round that the Snipers won.
Yes, and at the end of that one, we were wondering what will Figueroa do the next time they fight, because he found his aggression in the last 30 seconds of that. We had no idea at that time that we would be saying this now, but that is quite a run for New York, and this is a guy who can be another one that they try to get on track, as this has been a real outpouring from the newcomers.
New York City down by 5 at one point. They now take a 7-point advantage into the money rounds. Let's get them started with Ray Flores.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is now time to begin the money rounds between the San Antonio Snipers and NYC Attitude. Round 17 at light heavyweight, San Antonio Ricky Solomon, NYC Sean McCollman.
Solomon, McCollman going at it yet again. They were in action not too long ago, round 14. This is one of the quicker turnarounds you're going to see in Team Boxing League. And of this stretch in which New York City has taken 9 consecutive rounds, you could say that this round might have been the closest between McCollman and Solomon.
I would agree with that. It was one in which it was a very tactical battle, and we did not see the explosiveness, so it was close. And, we've seen McCollman in the past show power. He scored what he thought would be the would-be knockdown for New York against Boston, but because a late hit was added, he was disqualified, and the NYC lost. So he has the pop.
McCollman's round win broke a 4-round skid. Like Dave mentioned, winning with some tough opponents. This is a fighter that has had a good track record in traditional boxing. Goes to show that it won't automatically translate into TPO.
No, we have so many wonderful examples, and we were talking earlier in the feature that fighters find their stride, and they have some rough spots and they get over them. As you see McCollman going back and forth, southpaw and right hand, looking to see what he will be comfortable with, has half the round to work with.
Ricky Gonzalez, the referee, started the action. Right hand from Solomon sneaks through at close range.
You're San Antonio, just somebody get us a point. Somebody get us a point, maybe we can regroup and start over from there.
It is a pretty quiet bullpen right now for the Snipers as Solomon eats a massive right hand from McCollman. And he ate it well.
He can spit it out. And then McCalvin gets in position to throw another one. But this has been an effective aggression display for New York, and but it's string of pearls going way back to round 8.
The right hand to the body from McCalvin. It was a cleaner round than the first one.
Yeah.
Maybe a bit tougher to score, in fact.
Yeah, Solomon got some good work done late in the fight. Trying to answer what McCalvin had done. That was a sweet uppercut that got in. As you said, eaten very well. San Antonio, they're trying to will this victory home.
TBL fans, the winner of round 17 by way of unanimous decision. From NYC, Sean McCollman. New York leads San Antonio 14-6. Round 18 at welterweight, San Antonio, Charles Garner. NYC, Ryan Pito.
10 consecutive round victories for the NYC Attitude. And here in round 18, it's a meetup of Pino and Gardner, 2 fighters that were victorious in their respective first rounds tonight. So someone's going to face defeat for the first time this evening. Gardner won all the way back in round 5. At the time, San Antonio took a 5-0 lead.
Yeah, they were running away with it. He might be thinking, yeah, I gave this team a 5-0 lead, and this is what I come back, and it just happens once in a while on a team where the bottom falls out, and in this case, the other team just gets red hot.
Pino coming away victorious over Francisaya. Again, recorded that knockdown. Really, when looking at it in slow motion replay, a beautiful check left hook that rocked Cyrus.
And so if you're scouting him, you can never feel too confident if he's on the ropes. And look what he can do.
That kick found the sweet spot. And some accuracy there from Pino. Gardner's now won 2 straight rounds. Bumped his record up to 4-2 with that victory earlier tonight over Taz Colon. Well, the victory here in the entire event, it would give New York City a big shot in the arm in the playoff hunt at this point.
Yeah, we said at the top, they get a victory, and they're in the playoffs if they were to begin tomorrow. So they go over a lot of teams, and they get magical number 2, and important as to who you beat also. Now, in this case, San Antonio has a tie, so teams being deadlocked at the end of the year for them would be unlikely. But you put yourself in position with the other teams you face, those matches will be big.
Pino letting his hands fly, has had multiple sequences where he's just letting them go. And a good step in left hand recorded by Gardner. 45 seconds to play with here in the 18th round. 10 straight rounds won by Ryan O'Leary's New York City Attitude. And another land from Gardner. You know, Gardner, we talked about effective aggression. He looks like the fighter that wants the round. I mean, Pino could feel like he's in control, but there's certain movements and motions and maybe even some showmanship where he feels like he's in control. I would debate that.
Yeah, Gardner has come forward and he has been workmanlike and businesslike with how he's come after this. This is extreme hunger from one of the leaders on the San Antonio team.
Did Charles Gardner perhaps break this string for San Antonio? We shall see.
Here's how he tried to do it. Get on the inside and then work, take a step back. That was good. Good veteran move. Take just enough room back so that he could score. And he avoided the hook that Pino had fired in his last round for a knockdown. Eats a little bit of leather here, but it was in his eyes. I'm not going to be denied. Let's see if the judges agree.
Gentlemen, the winner of round 18 by way of unanimous decision from San Antonio, Charles Garner. The score, New York 14, San Antonio 7. Round 19 at super welterweight, San Antonio Sona Akali, NYC Lacha Gurgliani.
So Garner snaps the string of 10 straight rounds lost by San Antonio. He gets one back, and now a 7-point deficit. Could that spark this rally in the money rounds for the Snipers? They need something miraculous. Second meeting of the night between Akali and Gurgliani. Lasha won it by split decision back in round 6. He's now 22-9 in his TPO career.
So if you're New York, you're thinking just a couple of individual wins with 6 rounds to go will be okay. And if you're San Antonio, let's just try to get one first, get another one. Somebody step up for power. Somebody get us in a position where we could be able to get home with a knockout. Oh, and a big left by Lasha.
I'll tell you what, Dave, Akali, his base, he was dug into his heels. And that caused that punch to look more effective than it might have been. He's got a really wide stance going on right now to start the 19th.
And Gurgliani is also somebody with a wide stance, and the arcing punches that that he throws. And when he's gotten his knockdowns, it has come from those. So he's looking to load up the one shot and smart enough to get out of there with the jab. The other thing with Akali being this wide, you have an option if you want to, if you go down, to really charge in and find positioning and aggressively seek a power shot.
The left hand and knocked back Akali. In that first round, which these two fought, it felt like Lasha Gurgliani was being a bit more respectful of some of these punches that Akali was throwing, but he wasn't this wild in the first round.
No, and he was doing better to the body in the first round. So here, the punches are wide, not quite landing. Gurgliani did nail him with a good left hand, and nothing happened. Akali also could eat rather well as he took a good shot.
Good exchange between the two fighters along the ropes. Punches more controlled from Akali, and it'll lead to action like that. Another right hand from Lasha.
Yeah, Akali was cutting off the ring, but Lasha also caught him in a moment of inactivity and scored.
Round winding down. Akali getting caught up between the ropes, his neck between the top and the second highest rope. Well, a lot of action between those two.
If Gurgliani gets it, it will be his ability to move in and out and do things like this. He scored some, and then he covered up and didn't get hit with the full counter. He would get his in, even though that one glanced off the neck. And good right hands in like this, but he didn't get caught clean with anything big. And we'll see if the judges agree with that.
Ladies and gentlemen, the winner of round 19 by way of unanimous decision from the NYC Attitude, Lasha Gurgliani. The score, New York 15 to San Antonio 7. Round 20 at middleweight, San Antonio, Tracy Magruder. NYC, Justin Figueroa.
Now, regardless of the score, these are some of the side stories that we've been following, and what adjustments will we see? We saw Figueroa step up his aggression in his debut in the final 30 seconds of the first round. Didn't get the call. I wonder how this carries over now.
This is our round to watch. Magruder and Figueroa, their second tangle of the night. Magruder was victorious in the 7th. Figueroa, one of those fighters making his TBL debut, acquitted himself nicely despite taking the loss. Good left hand thrown by Figueroa.
And Magruder might be one of San Antonio's best power hopes. He may try to load up and gamble, even if he gets caught.
Here in the 20th, Amelia is with San Antonio head coach A.C. Bryant III.
Coach Bryant, so Charles Garner was able to kind of break that losing streak there. You were given some instructions. Tell us what's going on here in this current round.
Listen, it's just simple boxing. Small mistakes make big chances, big opportunities. We're giving opportunities away. We need to take those opportunities back. Other than that, look, NYC is a great team. Anybody in Team TBL, it's any given weekend, any given Sunday. Every team, the record doesn't matter. You got to beat them that day. We still got to do what we got to do to be one of the best, the defending champions. It's the reason why the defending champions, we're trying to come in here and take it from them.
So just going off of what's going on right now, Tracy Magruder had this fight against Figueroa before. Figueroa didn't seem like he really understood the pacing. Tracy Magruder did. So with that, he's still kind of dictating what's going on.
Listen, wherever you go, that's where you're at. We are at this position right now, and we're going to either make it or break it. That's the bottom line. Tracy knows exactly what to do. He's the best 160. I've never seen him lose a round ever. I've only seen him in stolen round. Look at that. Smart boxing. Didn't hurt. Is he going to be able to give it back? Yes, he's going to give as good as he can. Understand, each round, every second, we need to win. There's no, that's a push. That's a push.
Thank you, Coach. I appreciate your insight.
One shot, one kill, baby.
A.C. Bryant III talking about his team giving away opportunities.
Yeah.
Talk about giving away opportunities, but in the middle of all that, he got 10 rounds consecutively won. You have to imagine their spirit was broken at some point.
I think also it goes to his second point about any given night, anything can happen. The NYC team has found itself here tonight.
And Figueroa turning it on in the last minute here in the 20th round. Good showing. Look at this combo by Justin Figueroa.
Yeah, he's figured out some of the nuances of TBL, something we were looking to see if he would do.
He is laying it on thick, Tracy Magruder, in the final moments. Yeah, raise your hand, young fella. Rightfully so. We'll see if the judges agree.
Now, some heavy-duty stuff that he did there, and this is the quintessential, you fight once, you learn, you come out a second time, and you do your best. What Magruder had some very good work done early to the body, and then shoved back. A.C. Bryant helped the referee make the non-call, and then this was Figueroa's vintage moment in TBL, that combination, and let's see if he's rewarded.
Ladies and gentlemen, the winner of round 20 by way of unanimous decision from NYC, Justin Figueroa.
There it is.
Oh, there's the word. 16-7. Justin Figueroa picking up his first TBL victory, and NYC in complete control. Final 4 rounds when we come back. Closing in on the final 4 rounds of the night, New York City in complete control, up by 9. 16-7 the lead. Round 21 coming up. Let's go back inside the ring with Ray Flores.
Round 21 at lightweight, San Antonio, Sebastian Vasquez. NYC, Ryan Zeboteka.
Vasquez won his first round of the night. Zepoteka won his. So they meet here in the money rounds with New York City ahead by 9 on the heels of a 10-round win streak. Spanning through the end of the launch rounds, going through here to the money rounds. It is an impressive comeback for New York City and for Ryan O'Leary's team. He's down ringside with Amelia.
Coach Ryan, what an incredible sweep in the middle round. You guys just continue to keep pushing this momentum. Coach Benny literally said, you want to see us pull a rabbit out of the hat, leading those launch rounds, and indeed.
Look, we've been down. We've been behind. We've never been 1-14 before. The team was down. We're trying to rally them. It was tough. They just needed to see that they could still do it. We know we have the team. We know how deep they are. And just letting their hands go once we got a couple of rounds behind us, that was it. That's all we needed. Now they're all fired up. Look at them all standing. They're going nuts. We're ready to go, man. We're going to make a whole run to the end.
You guys have brought in a bunch of new talent. I mean, I think I saw 4 new names, including Javier Martinez and then Justin Figueroa. I mean, where did you find this new talent that just really solidified some gaps?
Benny pulled those ones out. Benny pulled those Justin and Javi out. I talked to them, and they were down for it. You know, we didn't expect those guys to be down for it. You know, they're in a good place in their careers. Well, Javi had a little layoff, but Justin's in a great place in his career. You don't expect him to come, but he was all for it. He was like, let's go. And his manager, Jolene Gizon, she was into it. So we jumped at the chance. And then we picked up this guy War, the heavyweight. Did you see the heavyweight? He's only got 2 pro fights. We only got 2 amateur fights, and he's got all the skills we needed.
Definitely looked good against Adrian there. He made his pro debut today. He's one of my guys, so I'm happy for him.
Jim, he's an amateur champ, but you know, he was so nervous. The 2 of them were so nervous, and they both fought 2 of the biggest vets in the league. I mean, Trevorez and Adrian are 2 guys who've been around the longest, have the most fights here, and these guys stepped up and won, and now you can see the confidence is high.
Yeah, amazing new additions to the team. Thank you so much for Benny and Coach Ryan for jumping on the mic with us. Justin?
Thanks so much, Amelia. That's a great point that Ryan O'Leary was making between Edward Millard and Triplet Marriotts, who we're going to see again before the event is over in round 24. They were making their debuts, but they were also stepping up against some of the most experienced fighters in the card today.
And it's pretty savvy to pick up the talent, and then you have to put them in a tough spot so you find out right away. You look at what came over Figueroa. Yeah, I really like all the parity in the league in the middle of the standings that we have seen this year. We've seen Phoenix step up. and win to get to number 2, and they had to have it. Boston, a dominant performance on the road. And now we're seeing New York closing in on victory number 2. The teams in the middle really taking their turns, having some big nights in this league.
And he also talked about a fighter of the caliber of Justin Figueroa. And this is a kid, this is a prospect who is rising in traditional boxing, an unbeaten record. His manager, Jolene Mazone, she knows what she's doing, navigating careers. And this is a guy who has a fringe top 100 ranking according to the BoxRec algorithm. He wants to stay busy.
And he's just a nice new discovery for this team, which is having its breakout night.
All things fairly quiet on that Snipers bench. A little bit different from New York City.
TBL fans, the winner of round 21 by way of unanimous decision. From NYC, Ryan Seboteca. Round 22 at bantamweight, San Antonio, Juri Rodriguez. NYC, Natalie Seboteca.
Well, truly a premier round with the score notwithstanding. Juri Rodriguez, Natalie Seboteca, they battled to a close round in the first round of the night. And Juri Rodriguez, she landed some impactful, accurate shots. And it offset the busy pace that Seboteca operated with.
You know, way back in round number 1. And now Rodriguez will try to get through that quick jab head here of Seboteca, who stalks just as she did the first time. And the battle line is right there. That sneaky, quick right hand by Rodriguez. And she catches one on the other side. The New York team, go back to last year, when they're on, they had some of the biggest blowouts in the league last year when it was their night. And their one previous win this year, 20-4 over Houston. So when this team puts it together, they are as scary as any team in the league. So the question for them is, can they get it all together on nights when it matters?
It really started to come into question following their last 2 matches because they were a pair of lopsided defeats. And to your point, you don't often see that from this team. From what Ryan O'Leary was saying, he said, you know, we've never gone to 1-4 in a season so far. And you're right. I mean, they beat the brakes off of Houston on April 10th, 20-4. Here, they obviously are in a double-digit commanding lead. So is this something that gets the ball rolling for New York City? Minute 5 to go here in the 22nd round.
I think this will turn this team around. An emotional roller coaster like this, they'll look at those 10 fights in the middle and say, look, this is us. I mean, that's a rallying point. Not just that you win, but how you win. And what you do for some highlights along the way. And Seboteca making a bid just as she did in round 1 with pressure. You don't want me to swarm, you have to take that away from me. And there was a good left hook at the tail end of that forward-moving surge by Juri Rodriguez. Seboteca took away the jab. and made Jewelry slug with her. Jewelry may get the nod, but in a different type of a way if she does. It was guns blazing here for both women. Zemboteca swarming, and Rodriguez gets to her at the end of the fight with some of her best work.
Round 22 by way of split decision. From the San Antonio Snipers, Julia Rodriguez. Our penultimate money run will be in the super middleweight division. San Antonio, Rafael Ibakwe. NYC, Javier Martinez.
You talk about possibly padding the lead. Javier Martinez had Rafael Ibakwe on shaky ground and multiple points in their prior round tonight. We'll see what happens here in round number 23. Martinez recorded a knockdown in his first 30 seconds in team boxing league. Ibakwe coming out more aggressive.
Yeah, which opens up the risk ladder for him too, because he's right in the path of that shot that dropped him the first time. See the difficulty in going against a taller fighter who can punch.
To your point, Dave, you know, Ibakwe came out a little bit more aggressive than he did last round, obviously wanting to try to get that back. And I feel like Javier Martinez is coming out just a little bit more cautious, but realizing with that pressure, he has to box. He's got to stay off the line because Ibakwe is so strong.
Ibakwe trying to be right in Martinez's office. The question is whether he eats that left hand along the way.
Again, Martinez in his first action in 2 years tonight. Ibakwe kind of pushes him out of the airspace. It's in a jab as well. This is a more in control Ibakwe in this round.
And he'll stay there unless he eats a big shot like that one. They say that that's
a low blow.
Take a look. We didn't see a knockdown call. We saw a break, and they'll give him time to recover.
Ricky Gonzalez holding off Javier Martinez. He gets some extra time here. How much time does he need to recuperate? Let's take another look.
So here's how he gets down low, and then head gets pushed down a little bit, and then he gets drilled.
Back to it. New York City on its way to picking up victory number 2 on the season. A minute to go here in the 23rd round.
Again, Ibakwe trying to cut off the ring, but wary of the right hand that can get there first on him.
Good sequence between the two fighters, but punching with one another in that corner. You hear AC Bryant telling Trouble to put that work in. Rafael's nickname is Trouble. He's a second-generation Nigerian American. Lost his father in a robbery when he was 14. And his father was the disciplinarian of the family. And when his father passed away, he said he didn't really have a care in the world. He was acting up, he was getting in trouble. And his mother decided to send him to boarding school in Nigeria. And then he said just being around other kids who didn't have facilities or didn't know their parents made them appreciate everything that he did have. But it was that period where he kind of earned that nickname.
Yeah, and part of the personal seasoning makes you a better human being. Comes to the end of this
TBO
fight.
fans, the winner of round 23 by way of unanimous decision from the NYC Attitude, Javier Martinez. Our final money round will be in the Cruiserweight division. San Antonio, Adrian Taylor. NYC, Trichlanta Marius.
24th and final round of the night in what's turned into a laugher for New York City.
Go figure, down 5-0 to come up with this type of a consistent rally. It's going to be quite an awesome ride back to New York for this team.
So the Attitude take care of the Snipers on this night and tell the Knicks, hey, take notice. You guys finished the job as well. Trichlett Marius picking up a victory in his TBL debut, getting the win over the veteran Adrian Taylor. And you don't want to overlook that story tonight between the newcomers, and especially in the upper weight classes, Millard and heavyweight. Trichlett Marius here. They went up against two veterans who are having a lot of success lately.
Yeah, you're able to beat Magruder and Adrian Taylor, the heart and soul at times of this San Antonio team. Also has Nagy Aguilera, you didn't see tonight, but powerful force for them. So, yeah, we see momentum surges with teams. And if you look ahead, New York has Miami and Boston. Now, that Boston one could be real significant. They both have 2 wins. And who knows what might be on the line when they face each other, besides the usual trash talking, which is always fun.
Of the fighters who were making their debut tonight for New York City, at this moment, and we still have to get this one scored up, those 4 fighters have combined to go 6-1.
And it's rare to get that type of infusion and have these kind of results. Especially with the idea, hey, it may take some time. This is a new format. These fighters adjusted very well. And the one loss was reversed.
That coming with Justin Figueroa. Was able to avenge his launch round loss to Tracy Magruder here in the money rounds in the 20th round. Like Dave said, the Attitude will enjoy a nice bus ride back up to New York City with this victory in tow. If you look at it the other way, San Antonio coming off the draw with Houston, now falling to 3-2-1. And they have a chance to separate themselves from the middle of the pack in the league to try and bounce into the upper echelon. But that stalled quickly here after being completely shut out in the middle rounds.
Yeah, they still have Philadelphia on their schedule along with Dallas. So, you know, there's quite, in the course of a season, quite a few turbulent rides and rises and falls with a lot of teams in the league. And now all of a sudden, New York, you're looking at a team that could very well be a mid-pack team. And in the playoffs, if we see this again from them. I mean, they didn't do it against a bottom team in the standings. They did it against a team that at one point we thought was 3-0.
TBL fans, the winner of round 24 by way of split decision. From the San Antonio Snipers, Adrian Taylor.
So Taylor wins via split decision, and that wraps up a lopsided 18-9 victory for the New York City Attitude. They improved to 2-4 after taking down San Antonio. Back to wrap it up after this. Team Boxing League is brought to you by Balance of Nature. In boxing, consistency beats intensity. Balance of Nature supplements help you stay consistent with ingredients of whole foods you can easily slot into your daily routine. Go to balanceofnature.com, use code TEAM, and start today. New York City victorious 18-9. Time now for our star of the fight, brought to you by Balance of Nature. Round number 20. One of the newcomers for New York City, Justin Figueroa, avenging his earlier round defeat to Tracy Magruder, and he turned it on here with some fabulous sequences.
Yeah, he really did. He took what we were talking about at the end of the first fight, carried it right over into the second fight. He found his sea legs, and this combination was his big moment in TBL, and the fighter was 14-0 outside of this circuit. Then does the celebration you were asking for, and give him high marks for that.
Give the people what he wants. We love it. Victorious is the New York City Attitude. Let's go inside the ring for fight honors with Ray Flores.
Ladies and gentlemen, from Harris Casino, your final score, the NYC Attitude 18, the San Antonio Snipers 9. Here are your 3 stars of the fight. The number 3 star, San Antonio Snipers bantamweight, Churia Rodriguez. The number 2 star, NYC Attitude super lightweight, Melissa Saintville. Balance of Nature number 1 star, NYC Attitude super middleweight, Javiera Martinez. Round of the night, round number 20, Tracy Magruder against Justin Figueroa.
Coach Benny, Coach Brian. I am stepping on someone. Man, 16 of your 18 points came to you guys after the launch rounds. At any point, did you feel nervous about what was going on in the ring?
Well, first of all, shout out to San Antonio for coming out here. They got sniped. But we had to come up with a little bit of attitude. You know, we fell back in the launch rounds a little bit, but our team knew that we had to step it up.
I'm not going to play a politician here. I was so nervous. I was so upset. I couldn't take it. I was sitting there with my head down, but I knew these guys, if they just got one win, we'd get it all back. We'd fire them up. They just needed that little bounce.
So something kind of gave me the sense that you guys are having that second wind within that late season, as NYC does, and we may be looking at maybe another Cinderella story coming in hot and fast.
Most definitely. You know how we do. We come from the back, go to the front.
Hey, it takes a while to put a team together, you know? It really does. And we were gelling and gelling and gelling. We filled in some holes, and now I think we have a complete, really good roster. I think we're deep, and we're going to make our run again.
And that's what I've seen tonight. I mean, incredible to be able to pull that much talent in this deep into the season. Thank you, gentlemen, for your insights, and congratulations on the win tonight, NYC. Miss Jury Rodriguez, I feel like we meet here all the time.
Yep.
So, you know, that first round that you saw, Natalie Zemboteka, it was one of those rounds when you guys, seeing it on the roster, or seeing it on the bout sheet, we knew that this was going to be a hot ticket fight tonight. You guys opened the rounds. The judges loved your precision. Kind of what was the aim going into that first round?
Well, first off, I just want to say thank you, Jesus, for the health in my bones to be able to get up here and perform. Thank you to my coaches, my dad, Paul, and Roscoe. And just preparing for the fight. I know we had a little tough cookie coming up, so, you know, we just do what we do best. We box and go from there.
And then going into that second round, you knew that she was going to up the ante because, you know, that's what the two of you do. You're seasoned, high-level, you know, amateur athletes, now professional athletes. You landed a beautiful overhand left that connected. Kind of, how did you decide to manage that? You know, your dad said, Paul said, I told her she's going to needs to want it more. She's just in every aspect to want it more, and that's what's going to pull out the win.
I just listen to my coaches. You know, they're looking out. They see the bigger picture than me sometimes, and I just execute the game plan. We just go for what's open, and we go hunt.
Congratulations, ma'am. Have a great night. Thank you. Miss St. Bill, step into the spotlight tonight. I have to say, we saw you. Your team loves you. Hear it up for Miss St. Bill. We, you know, seeing you from last time when you made your debut into this season to today, I feel like you just really you looked like you really settled in. Davila came out with a lot of pressure on you, and you seemed to handle it very well.
I just want to thank God first, and she was very strong, and I just had to just get back in the ring and feel myself again, but I felt good. Thank you.
And with that beautiful hook that you landed, you sent her right to the canvas. She was off balance. She took it. Did you see that being set up, or was that something that just kind of in the heat of the moment you were able to execute?
It was something that I was working on in the gym, and I just did what I was doing in the gym and brought it to TBL.
Thank you, ma'am.
Team Autism! Kaylee Vasquez is the reason.
Thank you, Miss St. Bill. Javier Martinez. Oh my gosh, we had the opportunity to be able to have an interview earlier, and you said expect aggression, and my gosh, you delivered. Came out with a 30-second knockdown. Welcome to Team Boxing League. Let them know.
Thank you. I've been out the ring for 2 years, you know. This whole time, I was just wondering when I was going to step back in the ring. And I just came in here hungry when I got the call, the opportunity to get back in the ring. I got so excited, and shout out to my opponent, but he had it coming.
Beautiful precision. I mean, you were selecting your shots. It was great to see. I mean, just such high-level boxing, man. My friend, it's great to see you back in the ring. But you kind of already said it, but how does it feel to be back?
It feels great. It feels great. I got that ring rust out of me, and I just can't wait for it to happen again.
We will see you very soon. Excellent to see you back in the ring. I'm thrilled. I'm excited. And Justin, back to you.
Thanks so much, Amelia, and congratulations to Javier Martinez. 2 years in the making there. So a great sign there is New York City is victorious 18-9. Hey, tomorrow we head to the Lone Star State as Erica Sanchez and the LA Elite travel westward to take on Ocean Dyro and the Dallas Enforcers. It's 24 rounds of 3-minute action, all starting at 8 Eastern, 5 Pacific, Team Boxing League. New York City victorious 18-9 in a laugher over San Antonio. NYC picks up a valuable win number 2 on the season. For Dave Bontempo, Amelia Moore, our entire TBL crew, I'm Justin Shackle. We'll talk to you tomorrow as Week 11 rolls on.